Felipe Massa wants to win the World Championship 17 years ago.
Dominicali has lost the plot.
So's Gasly. He's staying with Alpine for 3 more years.
So's Colton Herta. He's moving to Europe.
So are we. We're giving stuff away and you have to do nothing. Stick around to find out more.
And we've also got the small matter of an Italian Grand Prix to talk about. This is another episode of View from Luffield.
Okay, so as Phil says, welcome to View from Luffield. A lot to go through, and not forgetting the Grand Prix. We do have a lot to go through, so let's just try and fly through as much of this as we possibly can. First on the agenda, Felipe Massa has got a court case. I believe, actually, is it October? It's soon.
Next month, yeah. Next month.
Yeah, so Felipe Massa, for those of you who haven't heard, Felipe Massa still can't let it go that he didn't win the World Championship in 2008 against, obviously, the McLaren of Lewis.
Are you delusional? Do you suffer from a mental illness?
I don't actually, I must admit, I don't actually know why he thinks he should be world champion. I don't.
Genuinely, I don't know. Are we blaming the FIA for him pulling his fuel nozzle down the pit lane in Singapore?
Are we blaming the FIA for telling Timo Glock to not be good enough to defend against one of the greatest of all time? Look, if there's any Felipe Massa fans who, I know we have a big following in the States, maybe we do in Brazil too, in Southern America. If we're wrong, then let us know in the comments. I just don't know why Felipe Massa still thinks he's got a case. And the thing is as well, he must still have a case because no one has turned around to him in the last 17 years and said, drop it. So we obviously, when we hear anything, we'll... So go on, sorry, Phil.
So I was going to say, it's funny though, because the whole dynamic of the case has changed. Because if you take into account Massa was a Ferrari driver of the time, all of a sudden, all of the Tifosi are going to be on his side. But he's taking on Lewis Hamilton now.
Who's currently a Ferrari driver. Yeah, quite.
He might have lost a little bit of support with this.
Yeah, I think maybe that's why Hamilton went to Ferrari, knowing full well that it would come to a head this season.
There we go.
Yeah, and Hamilton's trying to get this. But like I say, I mean, we won't let this take up too much of the episode, just purely because we don't know. I really don't understand the reasons behind this. I'm at a loss. I don't think there's anything in this to we will keep you posted, of course, on this channel when we know more. But
it smacks of Cadillac to me. I don't care. He
speaking
doesn't deserve it.
Do you want to move on? Do you want to move on to that next? Because speaking of which, we are going to skip off subject, but
we will, and we'll come back to the subjects because they serve a bit more relevance. Colton Herta has left his completely cushy job as an Andretti driver in IndyCar to have a gamble at Formula 2.
Are you delusional? Do you suffer from a mental illness?
And to become the reserve driver for Cadillac. We'll just wait for Ant to wake up and wipe the sleep from his eyes. And morning breath.
So no one cares about that. Next,
no. One thing I will say is that's a massive gamble from him to take on Formula 2 as an oval driver. Mega respect for him, and I mean, he'll be cracking on the roundabouts around Europe, but that's about it.
I mean, do you know what? And like you say, fair play to him, because it's going to be coming from a world of complete unknowns. And much like, do you remember when Valentino Rossi was flirting with the idea of coming to Formula 1?
Yes.
It stunk of, but there are, and the one thing I will say is there are going to be better drivers. Luke Browning doesn't look like he's going to get a seat in Formula 1 next season. If he does, it'll be a surprise. And Fornaroli doesn't look like he's going to get a seat in Formula 1. And if he does, it'll be a surprise. So for him to, I know he's going into F2, but it's still the possibility of a seat in F1. And I know Cadillac are doing it for the, America. Beep, yeah. But at the same time, like...
It's great. Listen, it's great, and Cadillac have not promised him anything. And they could have offered a really quick solution to this and put him in free practice for the next, or managed to get him in free practice in a team for the next 6 races, and all of a sudden he's ticked off enough points for Formula 1. They haven't, and he hasn't wanted it. He's going to throw himself into the world of F2, which is ultimate combat, ultimate lunacy, I did call Colton Herta as the only one who stood out as a chance. I'm interested, but that's about as far as it goes.
No, and fair play. And like you said, there are going to be a lot of drivers in F2 who probably shouldn't be in F2 anymore, who will rule the roost there, and then he's got it. Anyway, that's so Colton Herta. Welcome to the world of Formula One. We will try to care more next season. Stefano Domenicali. So again, if anybody's not heard this, he has got some absolutely wild ideas for Formula One. We're talking shorter races. We're talking getting rid of FP1 on the Friday. Sorry, FP1 and FP2, I believe.
Both. Yeah.
We're talking about backwards races, which if anyone's got the new F1 25 game on the Xbox, PlayStation, whatever, you can do that function. So, because all the tracks are designed for that.
Are you delusional? Do you suffer from a mental illness?
But the irony, and we haven't put this bit of news in the heading title because it's the worst news of the week. Stefano Domenicali is doing this because he thinks F1's getting boring and that the modern generation of fans have got lesser attention spans. And I think that's everywhere in the world. That's with everything. You have everything at your fingertips now. People don't have to wait for anything. So that's not anything against Formula One. That's just life now. But if you think Formula One's getting boring, why on earth have you just extended Monaco for another 10 years? Because those two things contrast. I think our sport is really boring. So what I'm going to do is going to make sure for 10 more years you watch the most boring track on the circuit and nothing else has been extended. To that extent. Give us a break. That's nonsense.
Oh, it is. Alonso got asked the same question, didn't he? And he said it's a society problem, not a sport problem. Is that there is no attention span anymore? I think getting rid of your Friday practices is punishing the manufacturers who make this.
I agree.
The sport. I think let's just have races. I mean, we could just throw water on the track, but then all of a sudden, safety car, and we'd have to stop the race.
Well, it's interesting because did you read the second half of his statement? So the first half was getting rid of Friday practice, backwards races, and whatever else. The second half was that they're going to start to introduce banana skins. They're going to design some blue shells that you can launch, and it will get first place.
The problem is, of course, Ferrari are saying that is racial profiling, of course, with Mario and Luigi, and they won't be held to account.
It's ironic, actually, that we make the Mario Kart reference at the Italian Grand Prix weekend. Penny didn't drop until you just said that. Look, Stefano Domenicali, you go on the list of possibly the third most delusional person this week. Colton Herta. I think Massa's second. And I think Pierre Gasly's first.
No, I was just about to say, number one, Pierre Gasly has been offered the use of Flavio Briatore's private yacht.
Are you delusional? Do you suffer from a mental illness?
I mean, we did say this on the episode that we did our predicted 26th driver lineup. We did say that we didn't think that there was anywhere else really particularly for Gasly to go, and then I do think he's better than Alpine. So he has to. I suppose he had to commit to Alpine to stay in the sport, and then Alpine aren't going to turn and say we just want a year extension off you. They want to tie him down to a bit longer. So I get it from Gasly's point of view to an extent, but at the same time, they're doing nothing in that car. There's all the talks that Colapinto. I've heard rumours this week that Colapinto might actually be signed on for 26. And when you've got a team that's making decisions like that, what faith can he have? I mean, he didn't have the greatest day today, purely sort of absent by his. I mean, because he didn't do anything. We normally see quite a high performance from Gasly, and he drags that car, and you can't expect it every week. But
it's a power track, and that Alpine engine is straight from a Renault Clio, isn't it? So I think he signed on hoping that Mercedes propels the team forward. In terms of a car, he can drive it. We've seen that. Give him a better power unit. He might fancy his chances, but it does feel a little bit delusional. I think Pierre Gasly's better than that. God knows what Briatore has on him. It's one of these house parties or hot tub parties.
Agreed. Yeah, it does seem a little bit on that subject. And then, last but not least, the last thing we're going to do. So we have been toying. Yes, we've been toying with mentioning to you guys about Singapore Sunday. We're going to give you a little bit of extent as to what that is. Singapore Sunday will be Sunday the 5th of October. this year for the Singapore Grand Prix. You can see what we did there. So the Singapore giveaway, in collaboration with DT Collects over on Whatnot, we are giving some stuff away. So we have the Lego Speedmasters McLaren, which is actually the spaceship, Constructors Champions from, of course, last year. So we have that as a giveaway. Not only that, because you can see where this is going, the McLaren is to represent yours truly, and to represent you.
Yay!
We have the Ferrari.
We have the red tractor.
So, giveaway time, guys. What we want you to do is remove them from my face. No. What we want you to do is, on any of the following videos between now and Singapore, so you've got this one on Italy, you'll have the Azerbaijan Grand Prix as well, which is in 2 weeks' time, and you'll have
one in between that we'll do. I don't know what we're doing.
Sorry, and that's what I was going to say.
But
yeah, and you will have any fill-ins that we do in between. Not sure what they'll be on. If you want anything particularly, put it in the comments. We'll go for that. But so for today's episode, for Baku and for the in-betweens between now and Singapore, we just purely want some favours from you. We want you to comment saying Singapore Sunday. We also would love it if you could share the video, subscribe to the channel, and like the video. Do those 3 things for us, or 4 things, can't remember what I said, but do those number of things for us, and you can get your hands on not only McLaren, but Ferrari. So the winner gets both. That's the idea here. We will pick at random from anybody who does those things. So comment Singapore Sunday, likes the video, subscribes, and shares the video. We will pick a winner at random. We will contact you probably the day after Singapore, because we will do a draw at the Singapore episode, and we will contact you probably the day after, and we will get these out to you. I know there are some problems, obviously, with regards to shipping to the US. If you are a US follower, don't worry about that. We will get it shipped out to you.
We'll find a way. We will find a way. I will fly over.
Yes. So we will get these out to you even if you're in the US. So don't worry about if you're not where you think it's going to be easy for us to ship to. Don't worry, we'll still get them to you. So that's our request. So comment on the video and any of the next few videos between now and Singapore. Do not comment on this. Well, you can comment on the Singapore one, but you ain't going to win because we'll do the draw on that video. So comment on any of the upcoming videos. Like it, share it, subscribe to the channel, and we will give you both the McLaren and the Ferrari. I'm out of breath now.
Professional now. Look at the giveaway.
And on that, we say we're professional, but we forgot to do the next bit. On Singapore Sunday as well, there will be a live broadcast. That will be over on Dave's Whatnot channel. So we will not be live, guys. Unfortunately, we won't be live. But Dave will be on his Whatnot channel on Sunday the 5th of October. I will confirm the time because I believe it's around 7:38 p.m, but I will absolutely confirm that in the coming weeks, coming videos. Get online onto that show. Dave will give you another opportunity to win another prize. He will have some of his cards available for you to win. He might have another Lego. I'm not entirely sure what he's got over on that channel, but check out what Dave's doing as well, because there will be another live giveaway Sunday the 5th of October, Singapore Sunday, and Dave will do a giveaway too.
Are we going to be on that one?
Yes, we will. Sorry, I did.
There you go.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, we're going to be there on the Whatnot. You look out for us. I think it's VFM and VFM Phil are tag names.
Why would it be VFM?
VFL. Sorry, I did mean VFL. What's VFM? View from... Monza. I don't know. View from Monza. There you go. We've got Italian special. So
we will be live. We will be there as well live. So keep an eye out for us. Ask any questions you might want to ask us. And that is it for the episode. So thank you. No, I'm kidding. But that is it for the preamble. Now on to the Italian Grand Prix.
It was good.
It was okay. Yeah, it wasn't the most exciting.
It wasn't the most exciting, but it was. How do I explain this? There was bits. There was always a chance of something happening. I think even though it spread out a bit, you had what did you have? Let's run over it, then we'll pick up anything we want to pick up in great detail. You had Max Verstappen returning. Did he? Let's be honest, phenomenal, fastest ever qualifying time or lap, and then the fastest ever race time, by the way. in a car that he's been complaining about all year. When the car's that bad, imagine when it's good. We had McLaren looking vulnerable, which I know is a shame to you, but it makes it more interesting. We had Ferrari looking aggressive. Both Ferraris looking aggressive. Hamilton, I thought, was superb today. I just thought there was a little bit of Hamilton. I don't know if you heard the bit after his pit stop when he went, "Great stop, guys. Sorry I went long."
So long. It was nice to see Hamilton like that because how many times have we seen in the past where Hamilton going from like, I know he wasn't 20th, but he started 10th, but the constant overtaking and then the fact that the pit stop sort of brought him back and there wasn't that negative. And I think we're right. I think what we said was right during the summer break, that he was going to go away, dust himself off and come back. And we saw bits in Zandvoort, but he just didn't. I'm sorry, I know he retired, but my point being is, even in the interview we said on the Zandvoort episode that he didn't seem negative. He didn't seem, he was just. What these things happen, and today it was nice to see the old Lewis Hamilton back. Obviously, I was backing him because if anybody remembers from the Zandvoort episode, we did a Ferrari special. So Phil had Leclerc, I had Lewis.
It got close at times, that one, didn't it? It got quite close between the two of them.
Yeah, well, obviously after qualifying, I thought, ugh. But no, fair play to Lewis. He nearly did it. So let's pick up on the bits that you went through then. So from the start, where do you stand on Verstappen being told to give the position back by Red Bull? Because I think that makes sense.
I think it was a safe bet to stop anything else happening. I think Red Bull were quietly confident they had the race pace to at least trouble McLaren.
Yeah, I thought that. I thought the fact that they sort of said to do it so soon meant that they knew, like a 5-second time penalty or a 10-second time penalty or whatever just really hampers their race, whereas that he didn't need to, and obviously it got proved not long after he got him back and ran away. So at the time I thought it was the right thing to do. Going forward, like beyond that, I thought it was the right thing to do as well, because it just proved right. So yeah, fair play to Red Bull for making that call. Fair play to Max for doing it.
Can I ask you a question? Aiming to a McLaren guy. Lando asking for the place back. I agree with him, by the way, on the Max thing. Oscar coming over the radio all about Leclerc being dangerous. They're not used to racing again, are they? When it's someone other than the other orange car, that's.
I think what maybe starts to happen is, because I did think this. I thought you're right. I thought Norris was right with his call, but I did think Verstappen sounded a bit. Piastri's sounded a bit whingy.
Get out of my way.
Yeah, and I think there is almost, I wouldn't say an entitlement, because that's making it sound like I'm saying they're both snobs, but I think there's almost like they will race. McLaren will let them race, but there will be rules. So you don't race within this sort of distance from one another. You don't get up each other's ass. You don't try and take each other out. Whereas obviously an opponent team won't try and push you off the track, for instance, unless it's Verstappen. But they won't also yield as easily, and I think that's what Piastri got up to. I mean, when was the last time genuinely he raced a car that wasn't his teammate?
That's a fair point. I don't think Leclerc was particularly. It was a bit elbows out, but
I don't think he did anything particularly. Yeah, I don't think he did anything particularly wrong. I think that's one of those things where you want to see him. You want to see him race. You want to see him go at each other hammer and tongs. And if we get to a world where it becomes a no-contact sport, all right, it already is. But you get what I mean, like where you have to just let each other through, then it takes away from it. These are the best the best drivers in the world. We want to see a little bit of that. I had no problem with what Leclerc was doing to Piastri as a McLaren fan, personally. I celebrated when he got past him, but
he had to get his elbows out, and it's welcome to Charles Leclerc version 2. I think he got his elbows out at Zandvoort against George. Fairly, in my eyes, still. And he got very fighty with a car that was probably too fast for him today.
And that's the point. How many times do you see it in football or whatever else, when you're not as good as a team, you start to I wouldn't even call it the dark arts. I'd just start to say, you do what you think you can. You make your car as wide as you possibly can. A goalkeeper makes himself as big as he possibly can. That's the point. And I have no objection with what Leclerc did.
I'm actually pleased to see this version of Charles.
Yeah.
And I'm also really pleased to see the version of Hamilton, like the old one, where if there was a car in front of him today, he was going past it.
Yeah.
That was how it worked out. He couldn't quite get to George and Charles, even though he kept trying, but I think there's promising signs for Ferrari, let's put it that way. Just that the team's working better. The car might not be, but yeah.
On to Max Verstappen, because I can literally just float over Max Verstappen. Unfortunately, because he back, like, it was dominant, it was incredible. The race pace was there. Yes, he started blistering his tyres a little bit because obviously had the lower downforce rear wing, which won't have helped his tyre management. But incredible, like, magnificent drive from him, and this is what we want to see. It's too late for him now, obviously, to be involved really in the Drivers' Championship. You would suspect it would take something miraculous for him to get in there. But this is what we want to see. This is what makes it fun. And when we had at the start of the season, we knew the McLarens were dominant, but you still had Verstappen winning races. You know, Russell's won a race this season, like Hamilton won the sprint in China, for instance. Like, you still had a little bit of. I thought I had to throw that into you. Sorry.
Thank you.
But you did have a little bit of variety, and that's what we kind of wanted to see. Whereas that's gone a lot recently. And fair play to Max for thinking, I'm going to do something completely different. Because even Lauren Mekies said, I heard them mention this in commentary. I didn't catch it before the race.
Yeah.
Even Lauren Mekies said that, you know, it was Max that basically forced their hand with the setup that they made.
Old strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
And fair play to Max. Like, I've got no objection with him winning that race. Happy with the way the McLarens went.
This benefits Lando.
Having someone else, yeah, I agree. Having someone else, no, I 100% agree. Yeah, I do.
And Lando's got the experience of the fights with Max from last year, which you can rely on. You know, he even made that joke after the race, didn't he, about it's always interesting fighting with Max.
Yeah.
Oscar's not done that as much, and I think that's where Lando could gain an advantage, maybe. So, I mean, in terms of just the sport, it's really fun. I mean, don't get me wrong, Laura's a Max fan, so I've got to listen to that for a bit. But it's great to see, and what a drive, by the way. What a drive. And I will call it Schumacher-esque. No one could phase him today. No one could get it. Even when you had both McLarens and Leclerc at the start, all over the back of him, he was just...
Yeah,
agreed. I'll get through this first phase, and then I'm going to walk away, and I'll see you on the podium, guys. Yeah. It was that simple.
I mean, it was even when he was catching him, even when the McLaren obviously made the decision to go into the softs, which, of course, why would you not?
He got it right.
Even then, he just caught so much. Caught them so much, and then the softs didn't end up having any benefit. They were no quicker. Fair play to McLaren. You're gonna try something a little bit different at that point. But yeah, no, mega from Max, absolutely mega. Sainz versus Behrman.
I was going to say, before we touch on the kind of the last big thing, which is the papaya. Sainz v Behrman. I think they've got it wrong again.
Same. I think it's a similar one. It's if you're going to punish any of them, let's say that they've completely dismissed racing incident, then I do think it is Behrman, because I think he has the chance to pull himself out of that. However, I was with the commentators. I thought it should have been a racing incident. I think Sainz has got through and he just hasn't left in the room. But Behrman can't make his car disappear.
Behrman can't make his car disappear. And if you think about how heavy they are on the brakes there anyway, I don't think he could have slowed it any more than he did. You know, and Sainz, I think Sainz is driving with a hot head at the moment. You could see he was having a complaint all the way through. I think it was a race incident. I'd almost say it's verging on Sainz's fault more than Behrman's. From my point of view, I don't know. And it's very rare that you hear me criticise my future husband. I would, Jen. Huh?
I think the bottom line is, I think it's interesting actually, both take a different stance on it. I think racing incident was the right way to go. I don't think Behrman should have got a 10-second penalty. I thought that was a little bit... was it 10 or 5?
Oh, now you are. I thought it was 10, but...
I thought it was 10. Again, apologies if it was 5. I'm pretty sure it was 10.
I've just watched it. That's the worst thing.
I know, yeah, sorry.
I'm getting old. It was the excitement of the giveaway. Moves us on, because I want to know your opinion on this. Them ones, yeah. You could put the wheels on that quicker than they did Lando's today. I think Oscar's won there.
Oh, do you mean?
Well, right, Lando. It wasn't Lando's fault, by the way. You can criticise for a few things, but
do you want my opinion on the thing?
Go on then, give me your opinion, and I'll give mine, and then we can glaze over.
So the thing we're talking about, just so anybody knows if they haven't watched the race or you've missed this, McLaren decided to pit Oscar Piastri first to cover off from Leclerc, so they wanted to protect the podium for Oscar.
They needed to as well, by the way.
Needed to, yes. Yeah, to be fair, yeah. That would mean that Oscar would inevitably get either closer to or possibly past Lando Norris. So they said that if that happens, they would ask Oscar to do the swap. So as a replay of Hungary 2023, but the other way around. Which, at this point, I agree. I think that's the right thing to do.
It is.
Fast forward to the 2 pit stops. Piastri has a perfect one. Lando has an absolute shocker. It's about 4.8 seconds. It's more than twice the time that Oscar Piastri has. Okay, so for me, and I don't think anybody. Oh, sorry. Apologies for the wobble. Oh yeah, that was the drum roll. For me, I actually agree with Oscar. I don't think.
Well, it's going to be a crap chat now because I thought we were going to have a bit of.
No. To be fair, and I didn't think I would. I actually agree with Oscar. I think that's not. It's. He even says in the radio, and obviously we're not privy to these conversations that McLaren might have had in the background, but he even said that we discussed that bad pit stops was not part of racing, which he's right, but he's right and wrong. Of course, it's part of racing, and if that's someone like Verstappen or if that's Leclerc or whatever, then they're not. You know, if Piastri got past Verstappen because he had a bad pit stop, they're not going to let him past. So. No. I actually agree, but the thing is, if Piastri would have finished second, Norris, what this will do is this will increase the pressure on McLaren because there has been a lot of talk. We've seen all the memes this week about Zach Brown's been very much taken out of context when he said that Piastri's engine will inevitably go before the end of the season. What he's getting at, of course, is that probability says it will. But it sounds like he's going to set it up, which of course he's not. And it will feed more into that Zach Brown's protecting Lando Norris. I don't agree with that. I think that they pre-pit stop they said this pit stop will not be what gets Oscar Piastri in front of Lando Norris. That's what they said pre-pit stop. And I think they're obviously not expecting the pit crew to have such a hash of Landos. And I think they have to stick to their guns. I get why McLaren have done it. I can just see Oscar's frustration. However, if Oscar wouldn't have let Lando through, I can see Lando's frustration. So I'll be honest, it's a really difficult one. But I can see where Oscar's coming from. And I do agree with Oscar, I'll be honest.
Why I think it's an Oscar win is firstly, he got told it's Hungary in reverse. Well, if we remember how Hungary went and how, I'll say it, childish Lando got about it, the fact that Oscar lifted on the next straight and let him straight through is McLaren take number 1. He's playing the game. The fact that he had the whole discussion whilst letting him through. And sat very close behind Lando for a lap or two before dropping off. Now, whether that was overheating or tyres gone or Lando was just quicker, we don't know. But I think that's a definite, well, I've done my part now. And if you remember at qualifying, he said, I'm doing what's right for the team. I'll need the team at some point. You know, when he told Lando through qualifying to get Lando up there because he was close to going out, wasn't he, in Q2?
Yeah.
I think that's a huge psychological win for Oscar. And I think it's another mini blow for Norris.
Yeah, he's paid it back, and that's the big thing for Oscar. Hungary 2023 now is gone. It was probably gone anyway. To a lot of people, realistically, I think a lot of people had considered that gone, but now to Oscar, it is gone. He owes Lando Norris absolutely nothing now.
Yeah.
Hungary 2023 is gone. And now, obviously, Monza 2025. Hungary 24. Sorry, we're in the wrong year.
Oh, Hungary 24.
Yeah, sorry, Hungary 24. I do apologise. We're wishing our life backwards. Hungary 24 is gone now, and Monza 25 is gone too because they're 1-1 in that sort of sense.
Yeah.
But you're right. I think the good thing though is. It does show that Lando's still in the fight. I know it's only 3 points it's taken off him. I know it takes it from 34 to 31 points, but it shows that he's still there in the fight.
What are my chances?
Not good.
You mean not good like 1 out of 100?
I'd say more like 1 out of 1,000,000.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
I think a good result from McLaren. I don't think they were the strongest today at all.
No. They did what champions do, don't they? They maximised what they could bring home today, and they still brought home more than any other constructor. So a win.
And that's the point. That's the point we're talking about. We're saying that we don't think they were impressive. They still outscored every other team. So it's how unimpressive were they? I guess, but it wasn't what we used to seeing. I suppose from them.
Were Ferrari second then? I can't. No, it'll be Red Bull with Max's points, won't it? Then
Yeah.
All great for Mercedes, and with Antonelli struggling still, that's a massive. A few more things I do want to point out. Alonso's suspension brake was really scary. That's petrifying, especially when he was coming out. And Tsunoda still can't get in the points.
What? He's not in that car next year. He's not in that car, is he, next year? Let's be honest. And even Isaac Hadjar didn't have the greatest weekend. First ever time he's been eliminated from Q1, I think. I think
so.
Yeah. And that's the difference. That's the difference in it between Tsunoda and Hadjar. He's outperformed him, and I feel a little bit bad because we're not really paying too much attention to the lower. We've because of everything else that's gone on in F1 this week, we have paid the race not as much attention as we normally do. And Gabby Bortoletto again, I have to give him praise because I genuinely he's been my star of the season. I think, if I'm honest, to get points, and that Sauber did not look quick today. And obviously after what happened with Nico as well, I know that's unrelated, but that Sauber just didn't look quick. There was a lot of cars. Hamilton didn't struggle to get past him. He had to wrestle what he could out of that car today, and that's a real sign of just how much Gabby Bortoletto is improving, to be fair. Have you got anything else that you want to quickly brush over? Because I do apologise if we've rushed through this Grand Prix, but obviously there's been so much going on in the world of F1 this week.
I just wanted to say it's the last time that Sauber motorhome is going to be used because of all the flyaway races now. The motorhome, the corporate structure, is older than Kimi Antonelli. Because it's a true story, and because it's going to Audi next year, that was the last Grand Prix it's at. So a special mention to something that you're never going to see. But yeah.
Bold opinion, before we do, because you just mentioned him, bold opinion, Kimi Antonelli will not be on a Mercedes next year.
If you could find someone to replace him.
Why do you think they've not sorted it? I mean, I know Sainz is signed up for Williams, but I'm sorry, I'm seeing nothing from him now, really. And it's a shame. I don't want to be so harsh on him because he's like 8 years old, but I don't see anything from him.
The ability that was promised at the start of the year doesn't look sustainable to the end of the year, which then says, was this just a rich patch, a really purple patch he was in rather than...
And did Mercedes rush him?
Yes. I mean, that's a guarantee, yes. And they made this mass fuss about him being the next Hamilton. And it's turned out it's not very easy to be the next Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah. No, my bold prediction is that Kimi Antonelli won't be in a Mercedes next year. I don't know who will be, and if he is, he won't be in it long.
No.
So that is it from us today. I do apologise again that we only had the ability to fly over the race, but with everything else going on,
it was only a short race.
Quickest race makes sense to be the quickest episode.
Yeah, Dominicali.
Dominicali's mental, Gasly's mental, Herta's mental, Massa's mental, and again, for the very last time in this episode, so too are we, because you can get your hands on this. Little plug there. You can get your hands on this Mercedes McLaren Lego Speed champion, and also we have the Ferrari as well. So all you have to do to enter this competition is just simply comment on either this video, the next video, the Azerbaijan video, or the one in between Azerbaijan and Singapore. Do not comment on the Singapore one because we will do the draw on that episode. Just comment in the video saying Singapore Sunday, subscribe to the channel, and share. Sorry, Phil.
I was just saying, follow us, subscribe, share, all the good stuff.
Like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and obviously, like I say, comment saying Singapore Sunday, and we will get these out to you. We will announce the winner during the Singapore episode. We will draw it at random. We will put all the names in a hat. We will draw it at random, and we will announce the winner, and then we will contact you direct to get these lovely prizes out to you. Anything else?
I won Ant versus Phil. Bombshell.
Yeah, that's 7-4. Is it? I was about to check the score. It's either 7. Yeah, I'll take the score. I think it's 7-4. We will do Ant versus Phil in the next episode in the build up to Azerbaijan. Just conscious of time. So yeah, Phil did win. Phil went Leclerc. I went Hamilton. So Phil wins. So it is 7-4 now as we approach which one of us will do the last 2 episodes of the season, donning one hell of a Tom Selleck, Mr. Pringle sort of look. But other than that, like I say, please comment. Get yourself into that free prize draw to win these 2 lovely Legos, and we will see you next week for more discussion about Formula One. So
yeah,
we'll see you then, guys. And enter Singapore Sunday. Get yourself in the chance of winning.
Bye now.
Bye, guys. Woo!